It's kind of yucky today. I'm in the parking lot waiting for Danny to get back. Hi guys. Okay, so Grandpa came in and I had to stop. Reading, but I am back. So here we go. What is it? Austin asked. Taylor said to Zeus, when you were a child, did you kill your family in a swimming pool? The statement seemed to hit him as powerfully as my shockwave. He began trembling and he covered his face with his hands. Yes. Are you sure about that? She said. He peered up at her. What do you mean? Taylor looked at me and then back at Zeus. I looked through your memories, but I couldn't find a memory of a swimming pool. Any swimming pool. I only found what Hatch told you when you were little. That's the way Hatch works, I said to Taylor. He makes people think they are bad, so they'll do bad things. Zeus thinks he's evil, so he's acting the part. Oh, I just lost it. Sorry. Can you do anything with it? Taylor looked at me. What do you mean? Can you change his mind? A smile came to her face. I've never tried. Zeus looked back and forth between us. What are you going to do? You didn't kill your family, Zeus, Taylor said. I'm guessing that Hatch did, then convinced you that you had done it. Are you willing to let me erase those lies? Can you? I've never done this before, but I'll try. She put her head against his. After about 2 minutes, she moaned a little, then fell back. What happened? I think I did it. Zeus lay there with his eyes closed. I said, Zeus, have you ever gone swimming? No, never. He shook his head. I can't shock myself in water. What happened to your family? He looked down. I'm not sure. His eyes welled up with tears. Something bad happened to them. I looked at Taylor. Good job. I don't know why I tried to hurt you, Zeus said. It's because Hatch is controlling you, I replied. But he can't anymore. He sat there looking confused. What do I do now? Join the Electro Clan. Help us bring this place down. He looked at me for a moment. Then I heard his thoughts. I'm with you. I'm with you, he said, his voice echoing his thoughts. What do you want me to do? You were with my mother when they took her. Do you know where she is? Zeus shook his head. They took her to one of the other compounds. There are other places like this, Austin. Are there other places like this? Austin asked. At least 4 that I know of. They're in other countries, and they're bigger. Do you know where they are? I asked. There's an office in Rome and a compound in the jungles of Peru. There is at least one in Taiwan, he frowned. Sorry, that's all I know. My heart ached. My mother had never seemed so far away. Who runs the other compounds? I asked. Hatch, Zeus said. He's like the president, but he answers to the board. Then Hatch will have records of other compounds, Austin said. Taylor said, I don't think Hatch will be eager to share. No, I said, but we'll have to take them. But first, we've got to free the others. Just then, the cell door swung all the way open, and 3 guards ran into the room, holding machine guns. Everyone on the ground, the first guard shouted. Move your... He stopped mid-sentence. Move, All 3 guards lowered their guns and looked at each other as if they suddenly forgot why they had come in. I smiled at Taylor. Zeus, I said, no problem. Electricity arced from Zeus's to all 3 guards. They dropped to the floor. Good job, I said. Let's tie him up. We quickly cuffed two of the guards, hands behind their backs. As I was trying to get their handcuffs on the biggest of the guards, he suddenly turned on me. He jumped up, lifted me above his head. I pulsed, and he screamed out, dropping me on top of him. You okay? Austin asked. Yeah, I said, climbing off the guard. He's not. I locked the guards' hands in cuffs. Austin took their utility belts with concussion and smoke grenades and fastened one of them around his waist. We've got to figure out how to get everyone out of here, I said. Let's start with Ian and the girls. Then we'll get Jack and Wade. What about Nichelle? Taylor asked. Austin, you're the only one she can't affect. He patted his weapons belt. I'll take care of her. Zeus, while Austin and I free Ian and the girls, you and Taylor go to the end of the hallway and make sure no one sneaks up on us. What about the cameras in the hall? Taylor asked. We've got to take them out, I said. I know how to do it, Zeus said. When I was 8, I was fooling around and blew one out. Hatch grounded me for an entire week. Well, start with that one, I said, pointing to the camera right outside the door. Zeus reached up, and electricity jumped from his fingers to the camera. The camera's light went off, and the camera froze. Nice shooting, Tex, Austin said. Thanks. Okay, let's go, I said. I'll go first, Zeus. You and Taylor behind me. Austin, lock the cell, then come up behind us. On it, he said. We ran single file down the hall to Ian and the girls' cell door. Zeus blew out another 3 cameras as Taylor crept to the end of the hall. Taylor cautiously peeked around the corner. It's clear, she said. I pounded on the cell door. Ian, can you hear me? I heard a faint pounding back. He sees us. How are we going to open it? Taylor asked. Zeus, can you concentrate your electricity to cut through it? No, that's Brian's gig. I know how to open it, Austin said, winded from running back to us. You can use your electricity, but Ian said it's an airlock. I said, it doesn't work by electricity. Austin smiled. That's the flaw of their design. The lock is air, but how does the lock get its air? I shrugged. An air tank? Yes, with an electronic valve. While I was locked inside, I asked Ian to follow where the hose went. There's an electronic valve above each cell door. And if my calculations are right, all you have to do is blow the switch and the air pressure drops. He's good, Taylor said. Where's the valve? I asked. Austin pointed above the door, right about there. A strong enough pulse should knock it out. It was at least 4 feet above me. I need a lift, I said. On it. Austin got down on all fours. You sure? I asked. Just do it. I stepped on his back and reached as high as I could, but it still wasn't high enough. This isn't gonna work. Wait, Taylor said. We do this in cheerleading. Come on, Austin. Austin stood. Take my hand like this, and they locked hands. Now, Michael, step right there and we'll lift you up. You sure you can lift me? Oh, yeah, this is how we make our pyramids and cheer. I stepped on their arms. Lift, Taylor said. I rose higher than the door. Awesome! I put my hand flat against the wall above the door jamb. Here, Austin. That's about right. Here it goes. I pulsed with all I had. The light next to me flickered. Now what? Wait for it, Austin said. Suddenly, we heard the hissing of escaping air. The door clicked. We did it, Austin said. Taylor and Austin let me down and I pushed open the door. Ian, McKenna, and Abigail were standing in the middle of the room waiting for us. Seeing them filled me with such strong emotion. I ran up to Abigail and put my arms around her, then McKenna and Ian. You guys saved my life, I said. You were very brave, Ian said. Amazingly brave. I don't think I could have survived. what you went through. We're proud of you," McKenna said. Abigail nodded. "Thank you. How can I ever repay you?" "I think you just did," Ian said, looking at the open door. In the hallway, an alarm went off. A bright red strobe accompanied the deafening, shrill siren. Everyone covered their ears. "Taylor! Austin!" I shouted. "Give me another lift!" They lifted me again. I reached up, grabbed the alarm, and pulsed. The alarm winded down with a sound like a sick cow. "Thank goodness," Taylor said. "That was annoying." "Okay, let's make a plan," I said. As we were talking, Ian was frantically looking around, up and down the ceiling, then to the walls. "The guards are collecting," he whispered. "There are 2 coming down the front hall towards us right now." "Where?" I asked. He pointed toward the far wall, moving his finger along with them. "Right there, on the other side of the wall. Ian, keep telling us where they are. Taylor, when they get close, reboot them. Zeus, the second you see their gun barrels, blast them with electricity." "You got it, Chief." I walked out into the corridor with Ian. I was now facing the far cell wall, following the guard's movement. "They're about at the corner," Ian whispered. "Now!" Zeus and I backed against the wall just at the corner. I saw the glint of metal from 2 gun barrels, and Zeus shot electricity from both hands. Both guards dropped to the ground. "You got 'em, Ian." 2 guards down. "Are there any more down here?" I asked. "Not yet, but there's some moving down the stairwell." "Let's take care of these 2, I said. Zeus and I dragged the 2 guards to the furthest part of the cell and handcuffed them together to the toilet, then gathered again outside the cell. "We've got to free Jack and Wade and the rest of the GPs." "There's a problem with that," McKenna said. "They control all the callers from the command center. They could just set them all off and kill everyone." "Where's the command center?" Austin asked. "4th floor," Ian said, "next to the guards' barracks." "Oh, great," Austin said. "We've been there." Ian smiled. "Come on, Austin. You didn't want it to be too easy, did you? The honey's always the center of the hive." "So, we're headed to the 4th floor, I said. Austin said, "Trust me, don't take the elevator. Then the only way out is the stairwell, which," Ian said, "they're covering." "Do you know how many guards are there?" I asked. Ian nodded. "I counted this afternoon and there were 27. Usually there are 13 on duty during the day, and other 14 are split up between the other two shifts. But they all live here, and right now they're all on alert." "How do you know all this?" Austin asked. "I watch everything in the building. It kept me sane through all these years." Just then the entire floor went black. We could see nothing but the glow of each other. "They must have cut the power," Austin said. "That's going to hurt them. They have night vision goggles." Zeus said, "I've seen them run drills." "Oh," Austin said, "that's going to hurt us." "No problem," McKenna said. She immediately began to glow up, lighting the corridor. "That's so cool," Austin said. "Do you have a boyfriend?" McKenna smiled. Taylor rolled her eyes. "Not now, Austin." "Sorry, back to business." "There were 27 guards. We've taken out 5, so there's 22 left," Austin said. "I'll keep count." Ian, I said, "What's going on?" 6 guards are covering the stairwell, and the 3 above us. The others are gathering in the 2nd and 4th floor by the elevators. "Which elevators?" "Front and back. They might be getting ready to stage another attack. Or they might be waiting for us." "What about the other electric children?" I asked. "Hatch has them gathered on 2. "What powers do they have?" "Quentin can produce a small EMP." "What's that?" I asked. Electromagnetic pulse, Alston blurted out. It can knock out radios and stuff. Brian can burn through things, and Tara can manipulate emotions. Wait, I said. Can she create fear? Ian nodded. Unfortunately, she's the one who was torturing you, Abigail said. She's as bad as Nichelle, I said. Taylor looked at me, but said nothing. Speaking of which, where is Nichelle? I asked. She's on level 2, next to Hatch. Ian looking straight up. 2 men just went up top. I think they're getting the helicopter ready. I bet Hatch is going to run, I said. How big is the helicopter? It's pretty big. It will hold Hatch and all the kids if things go bad. Hatch will probably take them with him. Well, things are going to go bad for them. I said. Let's go. We turned the corner and ran down the next length of the hall to the stairwell. Zeus continued down the hallway past the stairwell, blowing out 5 more cameras, which he could see from the glowing red diodes. With McKenna's light, we could see both elevators from where we stood. One is in front of us, the other at the end of the hall. The same elevator Austin and I had come through when we first entered the building. I could see under the door that the stairwell was still lit, and as I opened the door, bullets immediately began to fly. I jumped back, and I could hear bullets ricocheting inside. Where exactly are they? I asked Ian. Ian looked up and down. They're on floors 1, 2, and 4. There are 6 of them. What are they doing? I mean, what are their positions? 2 of them are coming down the stairs. The rest are leaning over the rails with guns. Taylor, do you think you could reboot them all at once? I'll try. I'll open the door, Abigail said. Ready? I asked. Taylor nodded. She put her hands on her temples. Go! Abigail pulled open the door, and this time there was no gunfire. I slid my hand inside and grabbed the railings and pulsed with all my power. There was a loud chorus of screams, and I could hear guns and men falling down the stairs. You got 4 of them, Ian said. One of them crawled out of the well onto the 2nd floor, and the other ran back to the 4th. How bad are the 4? They're not moving. 18 left, Austin said. Let's move, Zeus said. How many are on the next floor up? Ian looked back and forth. 3. Near the stairwell? No. That's the GP level. They're guarding the prisoners. He cocked his head. Wait. There's some motion on the 3rd floor. The kids, Taylor asked. Maybe. I'm having trouble seeing through them. Nichelle must be near. Let's move up to the next floor. We all started to climb the stairwell. Suddenly I stopped. It's hopeless, I thought. You're leading them to their deaths. Surrender now. What are you doing? Zeus asked. It's no good, I said. This isn't going to work. What? Taylor said. We can't make it, I said. We'll never make it out of here. They're going to kill us. Stop talking that way, Taylor said. No, he's right, Zeus said. It's hopeless. Taylor's eyes flashed. No, she said. It's Tara. She looked back. Abigail, take Michael and Zeus's hands, quick. Abigail ran up half a flight. The instant she touched my hand, the fear left. What happened? I asked. It was Tara, Taylor said. My sister. Tara's your sister? I asked. She's my twin. I'll tell you about it later. You have a twin? Austin asked. I can handle her, Taylor said. She put her hands on her temples and concentrated. A scream echoed down the stairwell. Stop it, Taylor, Tara shouted. No, you stop it, Taylor shouted back. Leave my friends alone. Your friends are going to die. No, they're not. Why are you helping Hatch? You're better than that. Dr. Hatch is better. He's doing the right thing. Hatch is evil. He killed your parents. They weren't really my parents. You don't really believe that. Think for yourself, Tara. You can't change the world without casualties. You're saying everything he's brainwashed you with. What do you believe? You're the brainwashed one. Hatch told you that too, didn't he? Tara didn't answer. Come on, Tara. You're better than that. Join us. I'm not one of you. I'm special. I have special abilities. You do, Tara. And you use those special abilities to hurt that man on the motorcycle. What good have you ever used them for? That man on the motorcycle was just human. I'm human, Tara, and so are you. Would you kill me if Hatch told you to? She didn't answer. Would you? You can't keep pecking in the dirt, Taylor. But I'm not a chicken. I'm an eagle. Then there was silence. She went back inside. Ian said, I touched Taylor's shoulder. I didn't know that you had a sister. Taylor's face bent in anger. I don't. All right, that's the end of that one.